Certificate.
The recording is on, sir.
Certificate should be given only to those who actually participate.
Okay, so shall we start? It is 8:01 now, and
Yes.
many people have entered. I think we should not waste much of our
We should
time.
not waste. Already there are 89, 90 participants now.
Yes, yes, sir. And we have to give major time to Muttinder Singh, sir,
Correct.
because he has slides to share and to explain everything. Okay, I will admit the rest of the delegates within a minute or so. So good morning, everyone, and it is a very good Friday, I would say. On behalf of International Homeopathic Foundation, I, Dr. Amita Arora, welcome you all because आज का जो सेशन है वो बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट होने के साथ साथ बहुत ही यूनिक है बिकॉज ये टॉपिक जो है नार्सिसिस्ट पर्सनालिटी का वो अभी तक किसी भी आई डोंट थिंक मैंने खुद ने कहीं पे वेबिनार में अटेंड किया है एंड हमारे जो स्पीकर हैं डॉक्टर मुक्तिंदर सिंह सर वेरी रिगार्डेड सीनियर पर्सन फॉर अस and for all of you because he is not only a mentor guide but he's a very good human being as well. So Dr. Muktinder sir will justify the topic, there is no doubt in that. And International Homeopathic Foundation has been guiding and organizing all the doctors, students with all these webinars. हम लोग अलग अलग topic select करते हैं, अलग अलग speaker select करते हैं so that हम लोग आप तक एक अच्छी इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर कर सकें एंड वी ट्राई आवर बेस्ट के आपको टाइम पे लिंक्स पहुंच जाएं, आपको टाइम पे सारी प्रमोशंस मिल जाएं. So thanks to Dr. Gurveer as well. She is being doing all that very well. So moving forward, I would introduce International Homeopathic Foundation. Homeopathic Foundation was founded in the year 2016, which aims to promote homeopathy through academics and integrated approach. Since inception, we have organized various free health camps, seminars, homeopathic medical education series. The most talked about 3 days successful International Homeopathic Congress was organized at Taj Vivanta Dwarka in April 2016. We also propose credit system for homeopathic doctors to Ayush department. Virtual International Homeopathic Summit and mega panel discussion on COVID-19. We have organized various panel discussions जिसपे हमने बहुत सारे एलोपैथिक डॉक्टर्स को भी इनवाइट किया था. होम्योपैथिक डॉक्टर्स तो थे ही हमारे साथ. सो ये बहुत मेजर जो है मेगा पैनल डिस्कशंस गई थी ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ अ मंथ. And I would say that yesterday PhD had organized one webinar. So Dr. R.N. Vahi sir was also there as a speaker, and he put his point forward that how credit system is actually important for homeopathic doctors. So thank you, Dr. Vahi sir, for putting that point on that virtual webinar. So moving forward, today this webinar is exclusive as well because the Homeo Healers Homeopathic Worldwide has joined hands with us. We have a supporting partner, Adven Biotech Private Limited, क्योंकि उनके सपोर्ट के बिना इस तरीके का एक मेजर वेबिनार जो है ऑर्गेनाइज करना इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. So thank you so much, Adven Biotech, for this. Now moving forward, I would request Dr. Bhavna Malhotra, President Academics, to introduce our speaker and welcome them.
A very good morning,
Dr. Bhavna.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Amita. A very good morning to all. And to make this morning full of learning, we have a very energetic speaker today, Dr. Muktinder Singh. Dr. Muktinder Singh is a very popular national, international speaker with a vast clinical experience as a classical homeopath, especially dealing with pediatric cases, behavioral problems, autoimmune disorders, and advanced pathologies. वैसे तो सर के बारे में जितना भी कहा जाए वो कम ही है because his vast clinical experience as a teacher, as a professor and head of Department of Repertory in Sri Guru Nanak Dev Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital, Ludhiana. Dr. Muktinder is Director, Homeocare chain of pediatric specialty clinics across India. Sir has been awarded many times under different national and international platforms. Dr. Muktinder is Chairman, IHP Scientific Committee. And I very proudly say that Dr. Muktinder is a part of IHF family, and under his able guidance and mentorship, we have been able to hold such successful seminars and webinars since last 2 years. So I welcome Dr. Muttinder Singh over to Dr. Rohit Bhandari.
Dr. Rohit. Dr. Rohit, can you hear me? Dr. Rohit?
Is he there?
I'm just searching that because unko admission, yes, he's there. Dr. Rohit, you have to unmute yourself. Dr. Rohit, I have given you rights to unmute. Please unmute yourself. Dr. Rohit? Can you hear me, Dr. Rohit? We can see you that you have logged in. I'll just connect with him. Just give me a second. Sorry for this delay.
My suggestion is that in case there is some technical problem with Dr. Rohit Bhandari.
Sir, I am there with him on phone call. I think there is some problem with his signals actually, because मैं यहाँ से unmute की command उनको दे रही हूँ, but उन तक पहुँच नहीं रही है और उनका वीडियो भी मुझे ऑन होता नहीं दिख रहा है.
कोई बात नहीं, तो फिर आप ये ना जो उनका एजेंडा है उनको जो रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी वो.
Okay, I'll just check.
Good. We have received a welcome to Dr. Muktinder Singh from Team Adven as well just now.
So
फिर से login कर रहे हैं.
if he is not able to join, he can we can give him time at the end of the event.
Okay, sir. Fine, sir. Fine, sir.
I think we should not waste time of all. It's morning time.
Yes, sir. I agree, sir. I agree. So moving forward, Dr. Muktinder sir, I would request you to take over. I'll close my slides and you can take over for sharing. So you can take over for sharing. I request everyone, please अपने आप को mute ही रखिएगा because otherwise the speaker and the audience will get.
Amrita, please give me screen sharing rights.
Sir, I've given you, sir.
Okay. It's visible now?
Not yet.
Not yet, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, now it is.
Yes.
Good, we are well in time.
So very good morning to all my dear friends, my colleagues. My special tribute to Dr. Hahnemann, who is the reason for all of us being here. And thanks to homeopathy. Special thanks to team IHF, Dr. Wahi sir, Amita, Una, Dr. Gurbir. These people are so untiring and so organized that I'm blessed to be part of this team. Today, and I can see on the screen, there are many of my friends from Malaysia, from all over India who have already joined, from Canada, doctors have joined. So I really thank from core of my heart for the love and this kind of feeling you give to me that you are always here to listen to me. So for a speaker, this is a big asset. So the topic I'm taking today is from that psychology believes that there are 12 personality types. People around us, all people around us to whom we meet day and night belong to either of these 12 personality types. I have already talked in OHMA webinar about obsessive compulsive personalities. And today I'll be throwing some light, trying to share my understanding about narcissist personality disorder. So there are many patients around us which fall in this personality type. Now, there are two types of things. One are personality disorders and other are personality types. In homeopathy, when we prescribe, we don't always get the patient of personality types because these as obsessive compulsive personality disorder and narcissist personality disorder, they are the extreme cases. But as we know, we talk about innate characters. When we take the history, so there are either pathological traits or innate traits. Am I audible? Amita, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, you are audible, sir.
Okay.
I'm just checking because somebody has joined and unka mic open hai, so unko mute kar rahi hu.
Right. So
I think Dr. Muktinder Singh sir has lost the connection. I'll just reconnect. Dr. Muktinder sir का laptop एकदम से बंद हो गया, so he is joining back. Dr. Rohit, are you there now?
Yes, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Thank God. Actually, I am sitting in the college ambulance. I am going to the college.
Okay, so you can start Dr. Rohit till the time Dr. Muktinder joins again.
Yeah, I just want to welcome Dr. Muktinder Singh, sir. Homeopathic fraternity में आपको पता है कि talking about Dr. Muktinder Singh is like showing light to the sun. सूरज को चिराग दिखाने जैसा है. We are really blessed to have him. I have heard him so many times, and the sessions are so knowledgeable. And today also, we are blessed to have him with us. I just wanted to speak about our association. It is the Homeo Healers, Homeopathy Worldwide. Actually, we organize homeopathic camps. We distribute free medicines. We have organized at least more than 500 camps in last 2 years to make aware of the homeopathy. Our team members are there. We organize tree plantation programs. We organize free sanitary pad distribution programs. We provide books to the needy students. We felicitate doctors, students, interns, and those who come first, second, third in the colleges. We felicitate them. And we publish a newsletter also where we invite articles from all the homeopaths, whether young or old. So this is part of our activities. So this is the ongoing process. Today is also we are blessed to have part of this webinar. So ज़्यादा time नहीं लेते हैं because everyone here is to listen Dr. Muktinder Singh sir. Over to him. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rohit. So there was some technical error. So I'm back.
Great, sir.
Yeah, we'll be starting right away. So is my screen visible and I'm audible?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
So I will request all to mute themselves so that I won't get distracted.
And also, please do not share slides in between the speaker slides. I request.
You can disable.
Yes, I'm doing that, sir. वो बीच में आ रहा था. I'm just doing that.
Right. So I was talking about the people around us. So from today onward, after this presentation, you all will be able to recognize the people belonging to narcissist personality type, not disorder. So we are talking about narcissist personality type from now onward. What is narcissist personality? So there are people around us who have exaggerated sense of self-importance and self-centeredness. There are people whom you see around you, they are so much self-centered and they feel they are more important than others. So we always, some people have grandfathers in that terms, fathers, mothers, or any relatives around you, or some politician, some media person. So these are the type of people who always think high of themselves. So that is marked by pride and at time haughtiness. So we all use these rubrics, pride, haughtiness. But today I'll be fine focusing those rubrics and their differentiation to you so that you use the appropriate rubric for the appropriate person, because there's a range of rubrics for this. So we'll be talking about that. And these are the people, they seek attention. We see even from a very little child, they seek the child which belong to this narcissist personality type. They need more attention. They need more notice. They need more praise. So many a times we just end up in thinking of calcarea self, that implementing not appreciated, or palladium for appreciation. But today I'll be giving you the more range of remedies to be used in this type of people. They have an innate desire to perform. So they always love to perform. They always seek a stage. So they'll create a stage. I many a time get patients say, isko na har time chahiye ki party mode chahiye. So he celebrates his birthday every day. He'll collect all the family and then cut the cake and ask everyone to clap. So they need the festivities mood. So to be watched, they need to be watched and to be noticed and are festive by nature. So there are people, so there are mirth, hilarity, elation, exaggeration. So there are many rubrics into our repertory which belong to this category. So for now, what I have told you is there is a group of people around us who feel they are more important. They are haughtier than other people. They want more importance. They always need to be center of attraction wherever they are. So this is not just a group of remedies. It is a large group of rubrics and wide range of remedies which we can use. But sometimes we end up using very few remedies for this. So what is the story of Narcissist? In Greek mythology, Narcissus was a hunter from Thepias in Boeotia who was known for his beauty. So there was a very beautiful, all praised him. And when someone met him and asked him, why don't you search your inner self? You are so beautiful, people praise you. But Sets is a reference where he rejected all romantic advances. Many girls, many people approached him, and he never fell into love with someone. He was eventually falling in love with his own reflection in a pool of water, starting it at for the remainder of his life. And he stuck up over there. He just saw himself in, because at that time there were no mirrors. So he was leaning to drink some water, and he saw his image and he saw how beautiful I am. And he fell in love with himself. So these days, this selfie mania belongs to this narcissist personalities. So this narcissist personality, another feature of this narcissist personality, they are always absorbed in big. So sometimes they seem to us as an ambitious persons, fantasies of unlimited success, beauty and fame, and have a tendency to seek attention through various forms of exhibitionism. So they exhibit their clothes. So they say we always wear branded clothes. We get the costliest of the watch. We get, and girls sometimes they exhibition themselves, they show so they'll show your different poses, antics, and even sexual exhibitionism come, because the thing is to be rich, thing is to be the center of attention. So the whole narcissist personality type revolve around being the center of attention. They tend to be very choosy about their friends. So these are the people you will definitely remind a Platina who looks down upon others and who always is a very choosy, Naksomika people about their friends. They are very choosy. They criticize them a lot as they believe they are so special that not everyone is worthy of their company. तो मैं हर एक को अपना दोस्त नहीं बनाता. ऐसे ही थोड़ी एरा गैरा न तू कह रहा मेरे से फ्रेंडशिप कर लेगा. So you see these type of girls and boys in the colleges, in the school, in the society, in the high society. So they'll prefer to be with either with higher officials or with the rich people or with the very beautiful people. So they look down, they cast away the people who are not of their types. So they are often uninterested in the feeling of others. And above that, they are never empathetic. There are two words, I'll be taking that also, empathy and sympathy. Sympathy is feeling pain for others, while empathy is understanding the pain of others. So they are often they are uninterested in feelings of others, that others, what would others think? Agar main isko hurt karunga, if I hurt someone, how will that feel? He'll feel bad. If I just ignore him, how will he feel? Rather, they sometimes enjoy the things when people, so they are envious, jealous, they are not concerned about the feelings of others and have a habit of taking advantage of others. So this kind of personalities, you will start making an image and you'll be starting recognizing people around you for. Their personal relationship are characterized by mood swings. Mood hai to bulana hai, mood hai to kisi ko bhi अनब्लॉक कर देना है. जब मन किया किसी को अनब्लॉक करके उसको हाई बोल दिया, जब मन किया किसी को भी ब्लॉक कर दिया. जब मन किया तो पार्टी में गए, किसी की इनविटेशन को एक्सेप्ट किया, नहीं मन किया तो नहीं किया, मेरे को बात करनी नहीं है किसी से. So even while in the home, if someone relatives has come, she'll not open their door. So very moody, from over idealization to devaluation. So sometimes they think they're too beautiful, and sometimes they feel that no, I'm not good for anything because I'm not getting the due importance I should get. मैं जितना बड़ा हूं, मैं जितना अच्छा हूं, जितनी मैंने पढ़ाई की है, मेरे को वैसी जॉब नहीं मिली. I haven't got the job of my standard. I am not living at a place of my standard. I'm not with the people of my standard. So they think their standard is much far above than the average people. So that helps, that affects their personal relationship. So this may display by marked sense of entitlement. Entitlement means I am special, I'm the great, I'm the topper. Some people will come to you saying, doctor, I was the topper in PGDSA at the time when no one knew computer. So I was the first one to top. We were the first one to get a TV into our area. We were the first one to have phone into our home. The first one. So they always even take bank account 001. So this kind of people, interpersonal exploitative tendencies. So that is called sense of entitlement, that they entitle themselves as a great. So they have problem with interpersonal relationship. So they use and throw the people, and oversensitivity to failure. And then they feel failed if their plans are not executed. So people with this personality may act as they are on a stage and giving performance and wish to be appreciated, praised, and loved. So these are the people. Sometimes the person will come and he will send his some of his doctor sahab aaye hain, doctor sahab Gil sahab keh rahe hain hum aa jaye andar. So they will just see and they will expect you to stand up and give them a warm welcome, and they will just, as if when they come to you, they will sit like a king and they will say, do this, do this. They will set a stage for them to, then they will start narrating. They will have a very precise list of their symptoms. So they always live like as if they are on a stage, as if they are performing even in the normal life. So they will wear special clothes at home. They will get up in the morning and get ready for the day, even if they have want to go to, even during that lockdown period. So there was a person who used to, so he said he has not to go anywhere. Still, he will get up early in the morning and get ready for everything and all that. So this is the kind of personalities around us. So these personality type make up a number of person in show business. So these people who give more importance to themselves, who have a different walking style, modeling, music, they are always looking at their own reflection in the mirror of conscience and wondering how others see them. So their prime concern all the time, their focus is how I look and how people look at me. How I look, how I behave, and how people look at me. So there, everything is so plastic, so masked. So their walking style, their talking style, their living style, their carrying themselves style is so plastic, so artificial. Sometimes it seems. That's why this I have put this rubric affectation into this. So everything is so hypocritic, so artificial, so affecting, so like they are acting. So they are never natural. They are always in a formal mode. So they are never in the casual mode. They are always in the formal mode. So they always wear formal clothes. So these persons produce very superficial individuals. So when someone has to live with this kind of persons, so they are many a times they are very, very uncomfortable, because he is always, even at home, so he need an artificial environment. So he's never at home. Even when at home, he's never at home. Rather, when he's at home, no one feels at home. So this feeling at home is like when I come home, my daughter will say, Papa, just take off the turban. Then when I take off the turban, they say, no, you are at home. So that kind of thing. So when you come home, change and start behaving normal, not as when you are in a clinic. So these people, they never relax. They are always. So they take a, otherwise, on other side, if you see, you get impressed by them, because superficially they feel they make a good impression on you, but then have trouble forming long-term relationships. So at first sight, you will feel attracted towards them, but as you know them, you say so much artificial behavior, so much hypocrisy, so much affectation, so much of false talking, and so much of false ego, so much of boisterous in presentation. So you cannot form a long-term relationship with them, because they expect everything to be special all the time. So everything cannot be special all the time, but these people, they demand such things. So they are prone to deny their negative emotions and tend to produce conversions disorder like hypochondria. So what they feel is, मैं कहीं बीमार ना हो जाऊं. I recently got a pair. They contacted me for treatment. So both of the wife is of 75 years and her husband is 80 plus. But what was their complaint? Doctor said, I should not get any wrinkles. I should not get any prostate. I should not get. So they want to be perfect the whole life. They are not even accepting the aging. So they sometimes suffer hypochondriasis. They are so much concerned, so they will keep searching on Google that this disease can cause this disease. So their consultation cannot be short. Whenever they visit, whenever a narcissist personality type will come to you, he will talk a lot. Even someone understands him or not, but he will talk. He'll finish his talk all the time. You are interested in that, your body language, they'll not watch their body language. They will force you to be with you. And hysterical they are, which they symbolically demonstrate their feeling as physical disorder. They need to be the center of attention and will often interrupt others in order to dominate the conversation. So they are predisposed to hysterical neurosis. So that way, because whenever they are not the center of attraction, you might have new lachesis for this. That lachesis always want to be center of attraction. They want to be magnetized. They want to be the center. But when they are not given the due attention, that causes a kind of hysteria in them. So their mental and physical symptoms are often portrayed dramatically, so as to gain as much as attention as possible. So they will even exaggerate their complaints. They will even make you take all your attention. So they cannot be in waiting. They cannot wait. So they'll always force you to call them in and then take the time of other people. I remember once there was a patient who always, डॉक्टर साहब 1 मिनट बस बात करनी, और 1 मिनट उसका 1 घंटे से कम नहीं होता था. तो ये ऑलवेज जंप द क्यू, और 1 मिनट बात करने में इतनी बात करेगा, उसको बोलो, अगर उसको जितना मर्जी बोलो ओके बस, नो. So they'll always talk about themselves, about their disease. So they portray it so dramatically so as to gain as much as attention as possible. Sometimes they will lie to themselves and others and may be obsessed with fantasies of fame, power, or beauty. So they'll give importance to their everything. Even if they have worn a shirt, they'll relate this shirt. This shirt I'm wearing is the same type of the shirt which some particular hero wears. So they, even if it is a normal shirt, but they will relate it to some major event. The pen I'm using is of a company which Abraham Lincoln used to use. That the shoes I wear are of the brand which some celebrity uses. So they will have explanation of their everything and they will relate it to something very high. So their fantasies of fame. So Dr. You know, when I was into the job, so I was always the center. I always bear a news. There was no day when I didn't appear in the newspaper. They have a fantasies of fame, power, and beauty. So what are the common personality traits? Then they are not very moral. They are conscience-less people. They are authoritarian, means dictatorial rubric we have. Care only about appearance. So they are very much careful about their appearance. So we have a rubric vanity. Contemptuous, we have a rubric. I'll be discussing what contemptuous means. Critical of others, they always criticize others. ये क्या पहन रखा है? कुछ आपको पहनने की अकल नहीं है? ये कैसे बोल रहे हो? ये कैसे बैठे हो आप? How you are sitting, how you are talking. So they always criticize others. They are not very sympathetic. They don't understand in the feeling of others. And they are disappointing gift givers, means they want best for them, but when it comes to gift others, they are not. So in Lachesis, we have a rubric, never gifts to his wife and children. They never give. So they want for them the best things, but when it comes to giving back, they are not. So they are kind of utter selfishness people. So they don't even recognize their own feeling. They live in the world of lies. हमेशा झूठ में रहते हैं वो. Envious and competitive. If someone has any advantage over them, that will disturb them. They feel entitled, pompous. Pompous is the rubric we use for that. They always belong. They always will relate their things as with a great importance. Flirtatious or seductive. So they play with they exploit the feelings of others. Grandiose. Grandeur is the rubric. They want everything big. They want everything of a grandeur. Hard to have a good time with. So they are not a good company. Hate to live alone. So they always desire company. They cannot take criticism. Now, this is they criticize everyone, but on themselves, they cannot take criticism. They lack sense of humor. They will say some joke and no one will laugh at them. So but they feel that aapko akal hi nahi hai, aapko nahi samajh. But actually their joke are containing no humor. So they are sometimes seem to be naive that itna bande ko itna nahi pata. Common sense means there is no common sense, only self sense. Passive, pessimistic, religious. So these are the rubrics which we can use for this kind of personality. So it is not just one rubric, that haughty, but this is a combination of many traits. Secretive, so they don't show their feelings. They are self-contradictory many times. They are very stingy sometimes. They have strange habits. So cranky, strange. So they are not like all. They have a different habits. For everything, they have a different habits. So unusual eating habits. So there are people who say, you take this food like this. So no one. So at time you will say, "Kya banda hai yaar? Ye kaisa hai?" Weird sense of time. So they always make you feel that they are not normal. So haunted by criticism. They cannot take criticism. Low threshold for humiliation. They get easily. When I come to the remedies, you'll realize that how common remedies are narcissist. So low threshold for humiliation. They get humiliated very easily. Severely impaired relationship. They don't enjoy good relationship. Low functioning due to fear of defeat. So they are sometimes cautious. They cannot take the defeat. Even a simple defeat in a game, they cannot take. So when I talk to this weird, is it a theorizing? No. Narcissist personality is a billable. Means in psychology, if there is someone these traits, their treatment is billable. In ICD qualification these days, this NABH and these insurance companies, they categorize the diseases into billable and non-billable diseases. So narcissist personality disorder is a billable because it has a specific code. This ICD data is something which was released earlier to specify the disease. So in ICD-10 data, this is under F60.81 under this personality disorder, and it is a billable. If someone you find, so I'll be talking about the symptoms. So if there is a person who meets 4 to 5 criteria out of this, he can be labeled as NCP, narcissist personality disorder, NPD, and their treatment is billable. So you can create a bill which is a reimbursable bill. Differential diagnosis. So sometimes they seem to be very similar to histrionic personality disorder, means hysterical personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, and borderline personality disorder. But the major thing which differentiated from this kind of hysterical, antisocial, and BPD, better personality disorder, when the time come, I'll talk about all these personalities, 12 personality disorders I'm preparing. So we'll be having a series of this. So already I have talked about the compulsive disorder, OCD, obsessive compulsive, and today I'm talking about narcissist personality disorder. There are 10 more personality disorder types. So, but the major differentiated which causes NPD to be caught up is grandiosity, that feeling of grandeur. So when we compare it to borderline personality disorder, so narcissist personality disorder has a stable self-image, while in borderline personality disorder, there is a confusion of identity, like Illumina, like Lilium tick. But in NPD, there is a stable self-image. They know what they are. So they exaggerate their image. So there is no identity crisis in it. And NPD has a lack of self-destructiveness. So they are not very destructive. They can harm others, but they will never harm themselves. And there's not much impulsivity and fear of abandonment. So this is very important differential diagnosis with borderline personality disorder. Then histrionic personality disorder. So histrionic are hysterical, but NPD has excessive pride in achievements. NPD has lack of emotional display, and NPD has lack of concern for other sensitivity. While histrionic personality are Ignatia type. They are much concerned about others' feelings also. Carcinosin, Ignatia. So they are histrionic personality, hysterical personalities, which we call. Then antisocial personality disorders like hyper self, like syphilinum, lysine. So they are not. So NPD is not characterized with impulsivity. Antisocial personality is always impulsive and always aggressive. So NPD is non-aggressive, non-impulsive. So individuals with narcissist personality disorder are not purposefully deceitful. So they are kind of naive, but they are so self-centered. They don't deceive, but they manipulate in the terms to show them off only. Otherwise, they are not deceitful by nature. So NPD requires more admiration from others. So their center of whole personality is that I'm not an ordinary person and everyone should appreciate me, everyone should admire me. So individuals with narcissist personality may lack the conduct disorder from childhood or criminal behavior in adulthood. So they don't have history of that aggressive behavior in adulthood or childhood. So another is this NPD is different from OCD. OCD both have perfectionist qualities, but they can. This NPD thinks that he whatever he's doing is the right thing, while OCD person will always be in doubt that whatever he's doing is right or wrong, but they never have a doubt on them. So self-doubt differentiate between OCD and NPD. So people with OCD are more self-criticizing, while people with NPD think they are perfect. So this is the major difference. So other differential diagnosis, NPD is not socially withdrawn, fear of defeat of criticism, unless whenever they feel, so when compared to manic or manic disorder episodes, so they are not that impulsive. Both have grandiose characteristic, but NPD does not have rapid mood change. So NPD has not a rapid mood change. There are mood swings, but they are not rapid. So they always sure that the symptom are not result of substance abuse. So this is the link I have given from where I have taken this information. Now, signs and symptoms. I'll explain you the sign and symptoms with the cases. So this was a case of insecurity and gastric upsets. So this is a case of a religious preacher who you always used to come. He's no doubt he's a very popular person. वो कीर्तन करते हैं, परफॉर्म करते हैं, religious performer है. So, but whenever he come, he will never talk any spiritual thing. He will always talk. Doctor साहब अपन नवी गड्डी ले ली. I have taken a new big car. I have taken the big the car, and he will always show his latest album covers, and he says that I have taken a showroom in the America, California, and in Europe I have made a beautiful farmhouse and all that kind of things he will always. So he will always never sit in the waiting. He will always say, Doctor Sahab, give me the time. I'll directly come to your cabin. I'll not be in the waiting. So people ask, so I don't like that be in a waiting. That person like me should sit in a waiting. So he wears a lot of gold. So he feels himself a celebrity, which he has actually become, because these type of people, they feel special and they they compel others to feel, make them special. So this was a person of gastric upset anxiety disorder. I'm not going to the remedy. So this is the first symptom of the NPD is that grandiosity, exaggerated sense of self-importance. So they always think they are not an ordinary people, feeling superior to other, that one deserves special treatment. Feeling are often accompanied by fantasies of unlimited success, brilliance, power, beauty, or love. So I'll be talking to the medicine about that. There are medicines of grandiosity into our materia medica. Second rubric, second symptom. So we have to make a criteria of 3 or 4 symptoms out of this to mark a personality as narcissist personality. So this was a boy of pan-ulcerative colitis, which is an autoimmune disorder. Again, this boy has a lot of show off, boasts a lot, wearing branded clothes, parks his Thar on a place where it obstructs the way. So he will always, whenever he is into the clinic, there will be always message, sir, apni gaadi side pe kar lo. He'll park his car where it is prominent to all and no one can pass by without noticing his car is parked. So he has a lot of decoration on his car. So he will always keep, I love my car more than my wife. So this is the people. So has lots of following on social media. So he's a celebrity. Unlike the first person, he will always come, and whenever he come, he'll make it a different that everyone notices he is around, and he will gather some youth. Outside my market where there is a lot of youth. So he will always make a kind of sense of that.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Dr. Jyoti, please do not unmute yourself without permission, please. Thank you so much. And rest of all delegates, please do not unmute yourself until it is announced that you can unmute yourself. Thank you so much. Continue, sir.
Is it going fine? Am I audible
Yes,
and clear?
yes, absolutely, sir.
Right. So this boy again, this is now this is the type of personalities around us. The first was grandiosity, and second is excessive need for admiration. So many times we end up giving 2 or 3 remedies like palladium, platina, and the calcarea salt, but there is a wide range. I hope I doubt that I would be able to cover all that today, but we can have a follow-up session for that. But must be the center of attention. The second symptom is excessive need for admiration. So these are the people who love to take selfies and post them on their Facebook and Insta, and then always looking at how many likes they have got, what comments they have got. So must be the center of attention, often monopolize conversation. So whenever they are into a conversation, they will not allow anyone to speak. So they will always have their presence so strong that everyone else is subdued. The patient feels slighted, mistreated, depleted, and enraged when ignored. So they cannot take ignorance. If he is there and you are ignoring him, this is so painful to him. He'll feel bad. He will leave treatment. I know a person who left my treatment because whenever he come, my receptionist won't give them the excessive, she just behave like everyone else. So your receptionist is not giving me the important I am. So this was the reason for leaving the treatment, despite he was very well recovering for his treatment. Now, third symptom, a case of young girl of PCOD. So I think Amita, you can mute all, keep mute and don't allow anyone to unmute.
Yes, I'm doing that, sir. वो बीच में unmute कर लेते हैं. I'm doing that.
Right. So this is a young girl of PCOD who comes with a breakup every year, and her mother was a pharmacist, and she has a very great behavioral issues. So chooses a boy So this was a girl of PCOD. She always chooses a boy with some particular ideology. Means he once had a relationship with a very prominent boy who was artist into the Punjabi cinema. Then he had a relationship with a prominent poet, and then a painter, and he will always choose a person from different stream and then have a relationship, and well, their relationship will not go off, they'll just break up. So this is a girl who comes with a breakup very frequently. So what I say, because you don't get hurt, she says that I always have a plan B, and keeps another boyfriend in contact. Means she's into a multiple kind of polygamy kind of relationship. So, and always wearing very different clothes, and always, so whenever she passes by, everyone notices her. So this was what I'm saying in short cases is this was basis of my prescription. I'm not coming to the rubrics taken and the remedies, because I'm just telling you the symptoms of this NPD. So superficial and explorative relationship. So relationships are based on surface attributes and not the unique qualities of others. So the only thing is, if you are popular, if you have money, you are into my relationship. The moment I get a better person, I leave, like fluoric acid. So people are only valued only to the extent they are viewed as beneficial. जब तक आप मेरे काम के हो, till you are beneficial for me, I'm into relationship. But the moment you are of no use to me, then you are thrown out of my life. Then this was another case of IBS in 65-year-old man. He stays alone in India in a big house. They have a big house in Chandigarh. They stay alone. Their sons and the family, even wife stays abroad with the family. So kids abroad, children always request him to stay with family. So Papa hamare saath raho. So whenever there is a family get together, he develops misunderstandings and then decide to stay alone. So whenever there is a get together, कहता मेरी वाइफ को मेरी कदर नहीं है, मेरी डॉटर इन लॉ को मेरी कदर नहीं है, तो जब मेरी कदर ही नहीं है तो मैं इनके साथ क्या रहूं. So he's staying alone with a army of servants, and there's no lack of money in them, but he doesn't have a relationship. So this was cured with this understanding of NPD, means lack of empathy. So they are severely limited or totally lacking ability to care about the emotional needs or experiences of others, even loved ones. So he don't care. For him, his ego is the prime thing, which need to be pampered. Otherwise, no son, no daughter, no wife, no. He is like a machine. He is like a stone, but he will not. So usko apna dekhna. He is just centered. He is just concerned about himself. Another trait of NPD is this was a case of epilepsy in 45 years politician. So he always got an attack before results of election, which he often wins. So he always gets an epilepsy whenever he works very hard, and whenever there is about the result is about to come, he always get an epileptic attack. May it be the consular election, may it be this club, the Rotary Club, Lions Club, he's a member of all clubs and always fights an election. And he always wins. But whenever there is the result is about to come, he always gets an epileptic attack. Very insecure about losing social position. So his core of the case was social position, fond of property and expensive cars. So this was the identity disturbance. Sense of self is highly superficial, extremely rigid, and often fragile. So they are fragile whenever their image is at stake. So they will just lose all their senses. They'll get sick. Self-stability depends upon maintaining the view that one is exceptional. So till he is winning, he is in position. The moment he get a thought of losing his position, that will make him sick. Grandiose sense of self is easily threatened. So the sense of that grandiosity is easily threatened, and patient retrieve them or deny realities that challenge grandiosity. Then a case of delirium tremens. So this was a boy, a middle-aged man whose wife used to come to me, sir, inki sharab churani hai. He was alcohol dependent, successful businessman, settled abroad. So he has a business in India and America both way. Never share and expresses his feeling, loves family, but never spend time with them. Rather avoids them. Even when at home, he will have dinner in his room. Family image is prime concern, wants daughter not to go to party. So that is the next symptom of difficulty with attachment and dependency. So relies on feedback from the environment. Relationship only exists to share a positive self-image. Interactions are superficial, intimacy is avoided. So this is the kind of the presentation they have. Then another case of contact dermatitis. She was working on top IT firm, taking heavy salary. Now married to a leading industrialist. So has every facility and luxury, but always misses her life while she was working. Misses her achievements a lot. My life is meaningless. She was itna paisa hai. She's married to a royal family of Punjab. But what she misses is that earlier she used to work in Bangalore, and she was the team head. She was into the a very prominent company, used to travel USA, Europe, everywhere for the work. Now, even she can afford now to travel. But see, she said, this is not a life that you just go into the kitties and go. No, you have to have your identity. Now my identity is of with my family, but I want my own identity. So that kind of thing. So this is, life is meaningless. That's chronic feeling of this boredom and that kind of, when attention and praise are not available, patient feel empty, bored, depressed, or restless. So this is another symptom of this narcissist personality disorder. And last symptom is of this is a case of lumbar spondylosis, young cricketer who was playing for state in Ranji Trophy, very promising all-rounder. So one day, due to some reasons, he missed the important selection camp and was dropped from the team. From there, all his problems started. So he was now bedridden and having suicidal thoughts. So this is that I was about to be into the India team, and this certain particular thing has snatched that opportunity from me, and now I cannot be. So it's better to die than not to be on top. The difficulty maintaining reality-based personal and professional goals over time, compromises required by school, jobs, and relationship may feel unbearable. Young adult may have a failure to launch. So they were about to rocket. He was eligible for the Indian cricket team, but he just missed a chance due to some reason, and that made him bedridden. So out of these 8 symptoms, if you get 3 or 4 in a person, then you can label them as the narcissist personality disorder. Now coming on to the rubric study. So what are the major rubrics we can use for them? Affectionate is the rubric, showing excessive care, that is artificial. Affectation is nakli behavior, that is artificial behavior. Amativeness means they are flirtatious. Capriciousness, they don't know what they want. Cheerfulness alternating with sadness. So there are mood swings. Company desire, dancing, egotism, elation, frivolous, haughty, prideful, jesting. These are the rubrics which I have seen to be eligible, be used in NPD, narcissist personality type. Lascivious, libertinism, mirthful, sentimental, shameless, singing, pompous, vanity, dandy foppish, self-esteem, too exclusive, delusion, imagination, great personage. So I'll be explaining few more important discussions. So haughty is the first rubric which comes into mind. What does haughty mean? This is an overbearing attitude of a person who is very proud of his looks or the clothes he wears, his intellect, or perhaps about the religion he possesses. तो जिसको अपने अहंकार हो अपने ऊपर, he is proud about his looks or profession or the clothes or his intellect or the religion he possesses. So he over proudy about anything. He compares himself with other and tend to look down upon them in contempt. So haughty is I'm always right. Whatever I possess, whatever I wear, whatever I speak, whatever I believe, whatever I support is the only right thing. So related rubrics are mind haughty, pride wounded, wishes to be flattered, cross-reference is contemptuous, delusion humility, delusion inferior. So palladium is so far the best remedy, but we have many remedies I'll be explaining. Kant equates this with imperious. What is imperious is जिसको बोलते हैं कि दूसरे को अपने आप को इतना बड़ा दिखाना कि दूसरा अपने आप छोटा महसूस करे. Having a high opinion of oneself with some contempt for others. So proud and disdainful, lofty and arrogant, supercilious. So these are the common remedies. So if you see haughty, we have 55 remedies like coke, platina, sulfur, and veratrum are the main remedies. While hyoscyamus, kali iode, lachesis, palladium, pulsatilla, sickle, silicia. So these are the other 2 marks remedies. So, but if you have to understand that rubric, then you have to understand that sub rubrics. So if you go to the haughty and sub rubric, conium is the remedy which would always like to wear his best clothes. So conium, the choice would be of clothes. No doubt the conium hallmark of being suppressive of their sexuality and very rigid, and the single woman, bachelor, all that lies true. But they will be very choosy in wearing the clothes. They'll not wear the clothes, ordinary clothes anywhere. So and if you think someone introvert and haughty, this marble is the remedy. If someone is haughty and looks self-contented, Ferrum group of remedies will come. If someone is very haughty during pregnancy, veratrum would be the medicine. So this is the pathological haughtiness. As a trait, we have a main rubric, but as a pathological haughtiness, which is conditional, religious haughtiness is platina. Stiff and pretentious is lycopodium. Stupid and haughty is bell, calcarea, lyco, platina, stramonium, veratrum. And wishes to be flattered. Wounded haughty, wishes to be flattered is platinum. And if you see insanity haughty, then we have the Hyosinus, Lachesis, Lyco, stramonium, and veratrum. Because I have a lot to share, I'm just giving you an overview. I'm not going into the detail. Otherwise, we can talk only on this rubric for 1 hour. So, but I'm just touching some topics, not going into the detail. Another rubric we have is arrogance, which is now modern repertories has mixed this rubrics with haughty and arrogance. So they are over-convinced of one's own importance. So they don't need anyone's opinion that I'm right or wrong. He's always self-satisfied. Marked by self-importance, there is strong feeling of superiority in these individuals. They would probably not even allow a fly to sit on their nose. So yeah, kaise, how is it? Why this thing has not been done? So this may be nature of certain individuals, but in many, they are also be assumed by certain normal timid individuals. So arrogance can be in timid people also. That is very important. So if you see, the dearest rubric to this is pompous. I'll be coming to that. So arrogant, having or showing the insulting attitude of people who believe that they are better, smarter. Kind of bad attitude as me. We always talk that he's of attitude. He won't care about anyone. He insult anyone on that. This is a very arrogant. So common remedies, as we see, arnica is one of the remedy. Belladonna, causticum, ignition, cuprum, ferrum, peonia, phosphorus, stramonium. So boric has a rubric mind. So these remedies are listed. Even Dr. Boric's repertory, which we use, has this mind rubric. So haughty and arrogant and contempt for others, and anti and contempt for self. So these are the remedies. Lacan, Aura Magnus, they feel themselves, because they are haughty, when they are not given due importance, they feel lack of confidence in them. Another rubric which we have is 14 remedies rubric. Delusion is a great person. So this also have to अपने आप को बड़ा आदमी समझता है. He won't think he is an entire. So veratrum, lysine, phosphorus, slap MC. I'll be discussing remedy in next section of my presentation. So this Athusa, Garricus, these are the remedies which feel they are not the ordinary people. Even Hemamelis comes into this stage. So they always feel they are great persons. I remember one of my patients in Saran, when I used to do practice in Saran. So he used to say, Doctor, my shop is on the corner. If someone passing by my shop doesn't stops and wishes me, he has to stop his car or wish me and salute me. If someone misses it, he will be spoiled. I have a direct conversation with Shivji. I always sit into meditation, and he always asks me how to run this world. And recently, one of the minister, he just came passed by and doesn't stop at my shop and doesn't wish me. And I talked to Shivji next time, and he lost his ministry. You must have heard this news few days back, that particular minister has been dropped off from the ministry. The only reason for his falling off from the portfolio was that he passed by my shop and didn't wish me. So this is the kind of personalities they are. So veratrum was given to that person. Now, coming to this, haughty arrogance is one trait. Okay, main theek hu, I'm good. But contemptuous now is on others, that aap kuch nahi ho, you are nothing. So the teachers who just look down about their students, you duffers, you don't know anything. You don't have sense of wearing, you don't have sense of talking. So who always means their sense is of haughtiness, but their haughtiness is centered about insulting other, about contempting other. What is contempt of court is that if court has ordered certain thing and you are not following, so then there is a case filed of contempt of court. Court ordered to vacate the premises, but if someone has not vacated, you can sue him for contempt of court. Means you are challenging the authority, you are contempting. You are supposed to. So when you look down about orders of someone, or when you just have that kind of feeling that you know others know nothing, only I know everything. Feeling or showing contempt is state of being despised or dishonored. Contemptuous is the state of sneering in a way, disrespectful manner, or disrespecting others. Other word, to look down upon someone. Platina is the main remedy. So pride, scorn, mocking, insolence, haughty, presumptuous, these are the remedies. So contempt may also refer to a person's attitude to other, while haughty usually refers to his attitude to himself. If I'm saying I am good, I am the best, only I am the best, this is haughty. But if I'm saying you are nothing, you don't know. So contemptuous I used to take for the daughter-in-laws which come. Doctor, my family was very good. They were very educated. Although my in-laws family is very rich, but they don't have manners. They're not that literate. My father was a very literate person. So when they compare and they say, "Kahan phas gayi main? Where I'm trapped? Why I'm here into this family?" So they look down upon that family. They feel that their in-laws family, or vice versa, that this family is good, but my parents, my parents' family is not good. My chachas, my tayas, they are not good. So when you see doctor, I remember one of the wheat allergy child was brought to me. So he always complained, "Doctor, I always ask my parents to leave this locality. The locality we live in is so dirty, so bad that it is not like livable for human beings." But although they were living in a very good society, but their field, she was so contemptuous about the people around her. So this is contemptuous, means the person or thing is worthless or beneath consideration. So when you look down upon others, when you see, so difference between haughty and contemptuous is to be understood. Contemptuous is when you, to set your superiority, you mark everything below you. But when you mark yourself higher than others, then it's haughtiness. But when you mark others lower than you, that is contemptuous. I hope you got it. So contemptuous, if you see the contemptuous rubric and sub-rubrics related. So this, the platina, and although in all these rubrics is the top remedy: arsenic, platina, sulfur, palladium, nuts vomica, china, ipecac. These, I remember one of the case of a chocolate cyst of a lady who was homeopath herself. She used to come and then when I took her history, she said that my mother-in-law is a third-class lady. So this was the word used by her. So although her mother-in-law was a principal in a government college, but she used a third-class lady. I don't care. And so whenever I have to follow her, but I don't care about. So that was the contemptuous attitude towards her mother-in-law. Now, as a homeopath, you must not evaluate कि वो बंदा कैसा है जिसके बारे में बोला जा रहा है. But the way the person is telling about someone, that he himself is contemptuous. Mother-in-law is a mother-in-law who is a principal into the government college, and she is living with them for 20 years now. But still she is saying ghatiya lady hai. So if that lady is so ghatiya, then why didn't you left that? So ipecac was given to that. So ipecac is chili platina. China ipecac, they are chili platinas. So I'll be coming to that also. So because this is a very big topic, it needs at least 8 to 10 hours for me to explain all the rubrics and all the remedies. But I'm trying to justify it in 2 hours. So if you see the sub-rubrics related to contemptuous, so this platina will have contemptuous in open air when sun shines into room, so and any paroxysm against her will. So platina, whenever the sun is shiner, platina will feel that why sun is shiner. everything, contemptuous of everything, कुछ भी पसंद नहीं आता. You see China and Ipecac are lying in this. Sina, China, Ipecac and Platina. So these are they are contemptuous of everything. कुछ पसंद नहीं आता, but they don't like anything. They are contemptuous for everything. Everything seems substandard to them. Hard for subordinate and agreeable to superior. We know these are the 4 remedies: hard to inferior and kind to superior, lachesis, lyco, platina, and veratrum. Then contemptuous for humankind. कुछ नहीं है. So you contemptuous people you will find, yeah, India, 3rd class. Canada is a big, it's a neat and clean, everything is organized and everything, and India, bekar, gandagi hai yahan to. So these are the contemptuous people. They don't love their own country. Their contemptuous feeling is so high that they even don't care about their patriotism and all that. So they are the humankind, contemptuous to humankind people. सब लोग घटिया हैं, कोई दुनिया में इंसानियत तो खत्म ही हो गई है. Then contemptuous for opponent, competitive. Then against her will, if anything is against her will, she will get contemptuous. That is platina. Racial, this racism, black and white, uchi jaat, nichi jaat. So I always talk to whenever I doubt someone to be platina, I will ask them a question कि आपने घर में जो बर्तन रखे हुए हैं, वो जो अगर कोई आपके पास मेड आती है या कोई बेगर आता है या कोई आउटसाइडर आता है, तो उसका आप सेम बर्तन जो आप घर में यूज करते हो, तो प्लेटिना विल नेवर यूज द सेम utensils for the outsiders and for the family members. They will always have that issue of casteism, issue of so platina are very much trapped into this issue of male, female, and gora kala, black and white, and this casteism, racism. They are very much into contemptuous of any people out of their race. Then ravenous, hunger, and greedy, hasty while eating. That's again the platina. Contemptuous for relations is Sikkel core. Religious contempt is platina. Contemptuous of self means this is just an opposite rubric. Self-contempt is always blaming themselves for everything. So we always have a sense of self. We always protect our own self. But if someone is contempting his own self, not respecting, मैं ही घटिया हूँ, मैं ही बेकार हूँ, I'm the worst person, I spoiled everything, that is contempt. That's a kind of self-blaming. So these are the remedies: against anacardium, aurum, copaiba, lichen, staph, and thuja. So these are the remedies. Then another rubric which is a step more than contempt is insolent. Insolent is जा मैं नहीं तेरी परवाह करता, I don't care you, I don't care any authority. तो authorities को challenge करना, authorities को follow ना करना और उनको छोटा समझना, but still being in no discipline is contemptuous. So but over jumping the discipline is insolence. The quality of being extremely arrogant and disrespectful. See, you see all these, if you go into the dictionary, everything is related with pride and arrogance, but we have different rubrics for them. So this is the need, and you should understand, if you are getting me, taking time to listen to me today, just fine tune between these rubrics when you get a hot tea. Just don't take hot tea, just don't take one rubric. There is range of around 20-25 rubrics which have same dictionary meaning but have different remedies. So insolence is quality of being extremely arrogant and disrespectful. Here a person has lack of respect for others' feeling, and most of the time rude and ill-mannered, even to his elders or superiors. So impertinence, lack of respect, rudeness. So again, palladium may be the, so insolent is showing haughty disregard for others. So principal के साथ बदतमीजी करना, authority के साथ बदतमीजी करना. So it is more of rude and बदतमीज. I don't care. So using offensive or defined language, बदी language use करना, overbearing, impudent, insulting, cheeky. So insolence has more the feeling of denoting the manifest disrespect of junior towards senior. So if a junior is not respecting senior, younger toward elder. While rudeness is more applicable to general lack of courtesy and manner. So what is rude? You are so rude. Mothers will say, you have not wished to doctor, you are so rude. Aapne wish kyun nahi kiya? You are rude. So that is rudeness, means not being into the discipline is rudeness, but insolence is beyond that. Is just particularly disrespect for others means by being defined, by being abusive, by don't following, by challenging them. So you have to understand the difference. So insolent, we have 23 remedies. Again, the same set of remedies like platina, veratrum on the top. But cantharids, graphites, see, graphites is such otherwise a mild remedy like pulsatilla, but it lies into the insolent. So these are the children who will laugh that when they are reprimanded, they are insolent, so they are troubled. So it's a syphilitic picture of graphites, that it just disrupts your skin, your outer sanctity, your own. So they will just breach the sanctity of a particular norms. So natramure comes into that in extreme condition. Nux vomica, petroleum, sorinum. So if it is in afternoon, it is cantharis. So insolence of servants to the chief. So lyco and natramure are the two remedies. So there are other remedies too, but I'm just telling you the range of remedies. Now, another rubric is egotism. Now, what does egotism? How to differentiate? आम लोग पे लोग इसको बड़ा कॉमन सा दे देते हैं कि अहंकार is haughtiness or सम्मान is egotism. Now, but where you differentiate into the clinical practice is that egotism is person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance in a boastful and excessive way. What happens is, haughty is someone who believes that he is always right. Contemptuous is the person, others are below me. Insolent is one who challenges the authority. But this self-esteem, egotism, what does it mean is that I always talk, Dr. Saab, I was so poor, but I have made everything into my life. I did my qualification, I completed my graduation, then post-graduation, while bringing my family. I have taken care of all my family. I was the topper. So when someone is continuously talking about his highness, about his own achievements, that is called self-esteem. So related rubrics are mind. Person overestimates his own capacity. So now here it is not thinking high about himself. Here is about overestimation, that how do someone establishes himself different from crowd. अपने आप को crowd से अलग कैसे वो prove कर रहा है. He is proving himself that he is not an ordinary person. That becomes the self-esteem. So self-esteem is talking about the self-esteem, overestimation of himself, self-esteem, reciting their exploit. मैंने ये किया, I did this, I am the first doctor into the region, I was the most prominent person into the society, I was the one who brought this traffic sense to the people, I was the first person to be chosen for the international award. So that kind of, when someone is talking so high of himself, mind, loquacity, unimportant matters. So he will always talk of the matter which are of no interest to the listener, but or of interest to himself. वो अपने आप के बारे में इतना बड़ा बड़ा बोलेगा. तो orums they come, selfish, and sometimes egoism and egotism are confused. This egotism is exploiting himself, and egoism is selfishness. So concern only about himself. So egotism means speaking much of oneself, self-praise, self-commendation, act or practice of magnifying oneself or making oneself of importance. Distinct from selfish is that it denotes a self-preoccupation, especially in form of self-expression. So these are the common remedies. So these are, now you see Murphy has beautifully written, that's confidence lacking, no self-esteem. Means when there is no self-esteem means there is no confidence. So you can take this rubric, confident and excessive self-esteem. So once you see a person who's overconfident, who is talking about himself, who is always taking the snatching the mic for himself, बात कुछ और चल रही है और वो अपनी important को explain. You will see these people when sometime you are into a seminar and someone, there's a question answer session and a person will take a mic and start telling about him. Dr. I'm the past president of this particular organization. I was the principal and all that. So he will not come to the question. He will not come to the topic. You have to tell him, sir, please be on the topic. So he will start talking about himself. If you give a little liberty, they will just take the advantage and they'll start talking themselves, and you have to interrupt them. So overconfident people are self-esteemed people, underconfident people are lacking self-esteem. I hope I'm clear. Hello? I need some.
Yes, yes, sir, you're clear.
Okay.
Yes.
And egotism is excessive self-esteem. Now, excessive self-esteem is confidence and egotism. Now, another rubric is pride, which is although arrogant, pride and haughty are mixed. So pride is quality of having an excessive high opinion of oneself. Pride is feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from achievements. So pride is I feel that I'm a homeopath and I'm revered so much. I have this much of claim. This is my pride. So qualities or possession that do one credit, sometimes which causes his consensus owns dignity. So anything which is related to your dignity is your pride. And another rubric now, coming on another rubric is vanity. Now, what does this vanity means? Vanity is overestimation, means haughty is I'm right. Self-esteem is I'm the best. But vanity is feeling best when you are not. आप हो नहीं but अपने आप को समझते हो. So you see vanity van. What is vanity van is what you are naturally, but you do the makeup and become a something different. You change your outlook, which you are not. These days you see these Chinese and Korean videos where a man is converting into a woman, a beautiful woman with the makeup. That is vanity. Vanity is something when you are hiding your real self. You are not your real self, but you think you are a different person. So it is more of an, I see, means excessive pride in or admiration of one's own appearance. They are always preoccupied with their appearance, achievement, or belongings. And even to the qualities. I remember one of our colleague, he used to sing. And when he used to sing, we don't used to like it, but he said that I'm a classical singer. आप लोगों को music की समझ नहीं है. Otherwise, he was not a good singer, but he thought that he's Mohammad Rafi. He's one of the best singer in the world. But people don't value him because they don't understand music. It was not his music was not at all pleasant to the ears, but he thought that he. So this is vanity. When you over evaluate yourself, so it is inflated pride. Now see, it is pride, it is haughtiness, it is haughty, but it is inflated, means you are this but you think you are this. So one's appearance, excessive pride in one's appearance, qualities, abilities, achievements, character or quality of being vain. तो इतनी सी बात को इतना बड़ा करके पेश करना, अपने से रिलेट करना, something about which one is vain or excessively proud. So when it is excessive belief in one's own abilities or attractiveness to others, तो कहता भी सब मेरी तरफ ही देख रहे हैं. Everyone is watching towards me, even if when no one is watching towards him or her. So this is the kind of, that's why they do over makeup. They will just walk like anything. So when these vanity people, they have to go to a function, they'll go much detailing, chahe unko koi notice bhi na kare. And then at the end, when they are not noticed, they come back disappointed. So that is very important. So vanity. Then another rubric is pompous. Now, vanity is overestimation, but pompous is feels his importance. Now, this is different from vanity. Pompous means affectedly and irritatingly grand, solemn, or self-important. Means वो मतलब अगर मैंने जाना है तो मेरे जाने से पहले वहां पे बैंड बाजी बजनी चाहिए, 4 लोग मेरे आगे. So these are pompous are the political people who always have security, who carry 4 or 5 people along with them, who will always have those. So these religious people or someone say, if I'm such a great speaker, तो मेरे को अगर जाना है तो मेरे साथ 2 डॉक्टर्स की चाहे मैं अपने पास से फीस भर के ले जाऊं. So, but there should be one person to carry my laptop, other person to have my visiting cards with him. So whenever I move in a way that everyone notice, and whenever I meet someone, so my assistant should introduce myself. Why should I introduce myself? So this is pompous. So pompous means feeling lot of importance. It's not that inflating the ego, but feeling yourself very. So pomp and show is called when where you just you take a small gift, but when you pack it in a very expensive box and make it, that is pomp, means to show off. The main idea of rubric pompous is idea to display great importance to one's own self. These individuals have a sense of grandeur, desire to show off, but in irritating way to the other people. That is more important. Pompous means आपको लगता है यार क्या कर रहा है ये? What he is doing? You see, we all have these things, but why is giving more importance to his things and forcing others to watch him and give him importance? So again, the veratrum is the remedy. Then is presumptuous. As we know, prejudice, same is the presumptuous, is whatever I presume is mean failing to observe the limits of what is permitted or appropriate. Some people are so arrogant and overconfident that they may rashly undertake to do things, even on the grounds of strong probability with no thoughts of outcome. So this is presumptuous, is something means they just take that is in Paris quadrifolia, or they are so presumptuous, they are so self-centered and so self-image unki itni hoti कि they don't care anybody else. Egotism, self. This egotism and egoism, you must differentiate between these two. Egoism is selfishness. So a doctrine that individual self-interest is the actual motive of all conscious plans, actions. Means excessive concern for oneself. अपने, say he is so selfish. उसको अपना ही पड़ा है, किसी की कुछ नहीं है उसको ले. So these are the remedies, you know, calcarea, then pulsatilla, sulfur, lachesis, tarantula, centuries, silicia, naxvomica, platina, palladium. So these are the remedies which come under the selfish. So I'll not touch this rubric because this is again a big rubric and needs a lot of explanation. I'm just touching it. Then boaster. You all know that ostentation, boisterous, braggart, these are the terms used to. So talk about अपनी चीज को बहुत बढ़ा चढ़ा के पेश करना, झूठ ही बोल देना, मतलब अपने फुकरा जिसको हम बोलते हैं कॉमन लैंग्वेज में. तो talk about oneself or something related to oneself in a proud, self-admiring way. Speaking with, but अपनी तारीफ खुद ही करी जाना, अपनी तारीफ खुद. हमारे जैसा कौन है यहाँ पे? Who is, there's no homeopath like me. I have treated cancer cases. I have done so much of such. You believe that आज तक मेरी practice में एक भी patient ऐसा नहीं है जो ठीक ना हुआ. So this is such a lie. And it's such a boast. I never boast like that कि मेरी practice में कोई ऐसा बंदा नहीं है जो ठीक ना हुआ. There are many failures in everyone's life, but they'll say no, there's no one like me. So speaking with pride, often excessive pride about oneself or something related to oneself. As we talked about self-esteem, they inflate they over-exaggerate their perception. Now, surprisingly, you will find many of these rubrics, they have similar meanings, but different remedies into that. That again is a great matter of discussion. We can differentiate these remedies, that there are certain remedies in boaster, but not in self-esteem. So boaster, braggart is the quality of a person to speak with excessive pride and self-satisfaction about one's own achievements, possessions, and abilities. Here, person has a tendency to speak quite high of himself and want to praise himself for the things he was achieved. So haughty, pompous, vanity are the different rubrics. Mind, boasting, braggart, rich wishes to be considered. तो हर जगह वो चाहता है कि मेरे जैसा अमीर का ही ना हो. So when giving to the gifts, so he'll give expensive gifts to also that everyone consider यार कितना बड़ा आदमी है वो. So they want to be considered as the बड़ा आदमी. Now coming on to the rubrics, I think I'm clear.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
So shall I move to the next section? Now this is an endless session about remedies. I can discuss till evening, but we'll be limiting into the time. So I'm taking just 2 or 3 remedies and then we'll compare them. But it is an endless because materia medica is an ocean. I cannot justify into in such a short time. So platina, we all know, is the remedy. I'm taking these notes from Allen Key notes, Farrington, Materia Medica, Guernsey, all these have mentioned this about platina. Arrogant, proud, contemptuous, you know the vocabulary. I have told you the vocabulary so you can differentiate between. And haughty. So arrogant, proud, contemptuous, and haughty are not the synonyms, they are different words. So this is your takeaway today, that these are not synonyms, they are different words, and the remedies listed under all these words are different. Pitiful, looking down upon people, usually venerated, a kind of casting them off unwillingly. So this platina is a kind of personality who looks down upon others and to just cast them off. Casting off is उनको अपनी जिंदगी से बाहर निकाल देना, उनको कंसीडर ही नहीं करना. So the people who are not matching to their image, they'll just throw off. So these are the people. Platina daughter-in-laws would be one to separate from the family first, because they cast off people. मैं उनसे बात करनी छोड़ दी, जो मेरे को पसंद नहीं आते ना रिश्तेदार, I don't talk to them. The relatives who I don't like, I stop talking to them. If there is someone in my workplace who is not carrying along with me, I stop talking to that person. So their first defense is stop talking to the people. So Platina are the people who cast off people against their wish, which are not fitting into which are not giving them importance, they will throw them out of their life. But another aspect of Platina is that I'll coming to that, they are contemptuous. And so they have a sensation of growing larger in every direction. So this is the basic feeling of Platina. This is the basic delusion of Platina, that there's no one like me. So he has a feeling, inflated ego in that way, that everything is below her. So this sometimes comes with Dr. Hahnemann in chronic disease, NASH, and these have mentioned these wordings. So I'm going with the wordings of the masters which have written. So about Platina, pride with overestimation of one's own self. So this is what is written into our Materia Medica. Now you see the alignment as we see the 3 pins into the prism. I talked about narcissist personality disorder, its symptoms, then the rubrics, and now the remedies which has been written into our Materia Medica. Everything should fall into one line so that we are not off track anywhere. So we are talking, so this is not the only remedy. We have around 100 remedies which explain these traits which I have talked. But that needs a workshop kind of interaction. This webinar is not the right place, but still I have tried to justify it into the given time. So overestimation of own self, proud, haughty, and egoistical. Everything seems inferior to her in mind and body. And she looks down upon everything with contempt. Now, this is what the masters has written. Now coming another type, Platina type is, which has been mentioned by Bonning-Olsen characteristics in Materia Medica, hysteria with excessive sexual desire, hotter and involuntary weeping. Usher is the flirt kind of lady, and who is hysterical, who involuntarily weeps, and they have excessive desire, pride and self-conceit. Self-conceit is self-importance with contempt for everything else, even the most beloved and sacred things. So see, now this lady is busy in watching the mirror or her mobile, sitting on the chair while a handicapped person is standing. So not giving the common sense, leaving the common sense in front of their ego. They don't care about the other people, that a pregnant person or some sacred person or some elderly or some handicapped person is standing and I should give them the seat or not, that regard for others. No, it's just so self-absorbed into their ego that they don't care. So this is another trait of Platina. Then Platina is self-exaltation and contempt for others. Now this is from Boric Pocketbook of Materia Medica and Burt Physiological Materia Medica. Self-exaltation. Exaltation is being exalt, means to magnify, and contempt for others. On entering a room after a walk, everything looks small. तो बात से तो सब कुछ छोटा छोटा लगता है. Now this is the proving symptom. Now she feels large and looks down upon them. Arrogant, proud feeling, contemptuous, pitiful, looking down upon people, usually venerated. Venerate means people who are important. He looks down. तो क्या होगा ना? If वो गुरुजी हैं तो होंगे, मैं क्या करूं? अगर वो प्रिंसिपल है तो होगा, तो फिर मैं क्या करूं? वो बहुत बड़ा डॉक्टर है, होगा ना, फिर मैं क्या करूं? So they don't consider the qualities of other, the goodness of other, the importance of others. With a kind of casting them off, her feels herself large and superior. She looms very large in her own imagination. Now this is Dr. Chaudhary has written into his Materia Medica. She looms very large in her own imaginations while others seem insignificant and small. Now they see the same feeling being explained into our materia medica into the different means. So this is the narcissist personality type of Platina. It is his egotism that makes her so undesirable a companion. So they are not good company. She walks straight like a queen, her head erect, and her eyes turned away from all contemptible creature around her. She's proud, haughty, and fault-finding. Arrogance is marked in every feature of her countenance. उसके चेहरे से उसकी ego झलकती है. Her body language, her way of carrying herself, किसी को कुछ नहीं समझना से मुंह मारना. In the Hindi serials, you see this body language. So when someone enters and their face expression will tell that they are not happy on the person. So this is what the Platina. There are other remedies too, not only Platina. If you go, so if you repertorize those remedies, I'll give you a few samples and a homework to do. So satyresis and nymphomania means excessive sexual. Satyresis is male in male, sexual intercourse ki ungovernable desire in male is satyresis, and nymphomania in females. Notion of grandeur and pride. So now this grandeur and pride is so high in Clark Dictionary, it's mentioned that turns into the sexuality. So Platina has alternating mental states, peculiar arrogance and illusionary greatness. So वो अपने आप को कुछ नहीं, तुम्हारा परिवार जो wife saying to the husband, your family is बेकार, सब बेकार हैं, सब घटिया लोग भरे हुए हैं तुम्हारी फैमिली में, all are substandard people or are characterless people. तो इतना ज्यादा बोल जाएगी, she'll talk so high about his in-laws family that to the husband feels embarrassed by their notions. So alternating, so some peculiar arrogance and illusionary greatness, sometimes impulse to injure or even kill persons previously cared for. So they go to the level of hurting to the people they love. So sometimes Platina can turn out to be criminals. So same, I'll refer to this Indian soap opera or this kind of dramas, serials we see. So the ladies, out of their arrogance, sometimes harm others or even plan the murders or even plan the harm for the people who comes on their way. So this is the Platina image. Disturbed state of mind. So this, I remember one of the patient who was very much dominating and hitting his wife daily because she was an illiterate and because we have Hindi films on that theme also, that wife is not very learned and he wants to leave that person. Disturbed state of mind, also religious with taciturnity, haughtiness, voluptuousness, and cruelty. So these are the husbands who beat their wife for not being beautiful, for not being literate, for not knowing English, so for not knowing, or from not very smart and of dark complexion. तो इन बातों के लिए अपनी wife को सारी उम्र torture करते रहते हैं ये लोग. So these are this herring guiding symptom has this symptom. Contemptuous, spitting, looking down upon people at other times. Respected with a certain disdain in paroxysm against her will. So they used to respect the same person and now they look down कि वो कुछ भी नहीं है, उसके अपने आप को इतना inflate कर लेते हैं, इतना बड़ा समझते हैं कि all others are below. So these are the references from Prisma. So girl of a pharmacist, 36 years, passed from IAM, very efficient. After a breakup, lost her balance. So this was a girl who was brought to me by her mother, who is a pharmacist, and this girl was very much not living into state of mania. Now she's being treated for mania. Wherever she goes, she went into a company, a real estate company, and the day one she found something discrepancies and she challenged her boss and said that you are into relationship with your secretary and all that, and she was fired. Wherever she works, she is fired within a day. So that is her. So she has lost her balance of mind, talks very rude, and has been fired from multiple companies. She is very censorious and fault finding. जहां भी जाती है वो गलतियां निकालने लग जाती है, जहां भी जिस भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में जाती, she won't work, rather she in a day or expose, she takes a sting operation and is thrown out. Although she is very efficient, she is very much qualified, but she is not at all getting any new employment due to her attitude. So this is the rubric insanity with fault finding, pride, obscene talk, trembling and tonic spasm, great peevishness. Now, this was the rubric I treated her for that. She always found, and she used to tremble and get into the spasm, and she used to, मतलब इतनी गंदी गंदी बद्दी बद्दी गालियां निकालती थी, and you cannot listen to her talks. So that was such a lascivious and such a dirty talks, and her mother was into great pain कि क्या करूं इस लड़की का, मैं इसकी मैरिज कैसे करूं, ये रिश्तेदारों को बोलेगी जीजा तू तो ऐसा है, मैंने देखा है तेरे को नंगा देखा है, तू क्या कर रहा था अपनी भाभी के साथ, ये कर रहा था वो कर रहा था, मतलब शी यूज्ड टू यूज सच ए डर्टी लैंग्वेज दैट वो अपने फादर को बोलती है, हाँ मैंने देखा है तेरे को अपनी माँ के साथ, क्या है तू, तेरे को तेरी औकात पता है, दैट काइंड ऑफ टॉक शी यूज्ड टू. सो प्लेटिना यूज्ड टू हेल्प हर. So another case of a retired military official is forcing wife to leave home and shift to the old age home. So this is a very interesting patient. He used to force his wife to come old age home. Why? The reason was so silly, as their grandchildren don't show respect. इनको ये अपने मोबाइल में लगे रहते हैं, फोन में लगे रहते हैं, हमारी याद है हम तो वैसे भी नुक्कड़ में पड़े हैं ना, तो घर में क्यों रहना, चल वहीं पे चलते हैं वहां पे अपने जैसे. तो भाई डॉटर इन लॉ इज वेरी, द डॉटर इन लॉ ब्रॉट हिम फॉर हिम, ही इज अ हेल्दी पर्सन, बट ये से कि पापा का ये जो एटीट्यूड है ना मेरे को पसंद नहीं आता. मींस मदर इज हैप्पी, मदर इन लॉ इज हैप्पी, उसकी वाइफ खुश है, बच्चे इस रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं, सब कुछ है, बट इसको ऐसा लगता है कि नहीं मेरी घर में कदर नहीं है. So this is another story of Platina. If patient is not given their due respect, now the word here is due respect, they feel as if they are being scorned, unfairly criticized, humiliated and embarrassed, and they suffer easily from wounded pride. So their pride is injured so easily. When upset, they become very defensive, haughty, condescending, and contemptuous. They suffer from wounded pride, which causes them to imagine that she is not appreciated, she is disgraced. तो अगर पूरी घर पे आया हूँ, बहू ने सर पे कपड़ा नहीं लिया, बहू ने उठ के मेरे पैर नहीं छुए, तो बहू ने उठ के ये, तो although daughter in law is doing everything, बट बच्चे छोटे बच्चे हैं, तो वो टीवी देख रहा था, दादाजी आए और वो फिर भी टीवी देखी जा रहा है, इतनी बेइज्जती. ऐसे हम तो अपने माँ बाप की कभी ऐसे करते हैं, we used to respect our parents like that. So but now this person is trapped up in this kind of things. So that's why he is a narcissist personality. Then I won't bend down. So this is the Platina peculiar hallmarks. This is called a kind of signature statement. I won't bend. हम किसी के आगे नहीं झुकते. Go for a patch up after a fight. I never say sorry. I never go for a patch up. अगला बंदा करेगा तो ठीक है, मैं नहीं करूंगा. If insulted, will never talk to that person. I don't like to be dominated by anyone. No one should dominate. मेरे को कोई dominate ना करे. I am the one. I am perfect in my work. Why should anyone talk about me? Why should one point about me? So this is another Platina trait. Doesn't take anyone's favor. If someone comes and says, I will help you with ₹2, he will throw ₹500 on that person. कोई बंदा के तू भी तो हमारे से उठा हुआ है, मैंने तेरे को ₹2 दिए थे, तो 500 करोड़ उसके मुंह पे मारूंगा. Thankfully, so thankless, ungrateful is the rubric of Platina. You see, ungrateful is one of the rubrics of Platina. So I'm getting a fast because I have a lot more slides. So doesn't tell anything to others because can't tolerate anything against me. So they're very much मेरे बारे में कौन क्या बात कर रहा है, कैसे कर रहा है. So all these are Platina traits. Insensitive to insult, or when someone ignores me, when I won't talk to that person till he apologizes. So how dare you ignore me? So this is the Platina version. How dare you ignore me? That is the sensitivity. So Platina patient knows they are sexually attractive, magnetic, and uses to gain influence and access to high people and places. They always want to be seen with the in crowd and be at the center of attention. They're always looking at themselves in a mirror or reflective surface, as if to ask, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all. So itni sari images dekho, self-admire karna. This is another platinum trait. They are not pleased when confronted with competition for the most beautiful award and can be very jealous. They cannot understand how anyone could miss the fact that they are the great and most desirable of the persons. Affectation in words. I'm not explaining this. So platina, narcissist personality, haughty, egotism, delusion, body greatness, mind, small things appear, humility, lowness of others while he is great, smaller things appear, ambition, play passion, making money too, envy, flatterer, estranged from her family, estranged wife from his, adulterous, cruelty. So these are the rubrics which shows the narcissist personality of platina. I would like to know, do you know if I put all these rubrics into the repertorization, which is the second remedy? I would appreciate if someone tells. Dr. Amita, allow others to unmute. Yes?
Okay. Anybody wants to answer the question which is being put up by Dr. Muktinder Singh, sir? So please let me know. I will unmute you.
Can anyone tell that which is the, you can type, which is the nearest remedy to platina? Palladium,
Palladium, veratrum album, lecasis.
I'm going to surprise you today. The moment someone types the right remedy, I'll go to the next slide. Yes, yes, yes.
Dr. Shadab, you can unmute yourself.
This would be, I'm sure this would be a surprise for you.
So sepia.
Okay. No, I don't have much time. I'm going to surprise you. The nearest remedy to platina is Staphylococcus. You see all these rubrics. If I put adulterous, ambitious, cruelty, body greatness, small things appear, humility, lowness of others while himself is great, self-esteem, envy, estranged from family, estranged from wife, flatterer, haughty, play, passion, gamble, money, smaller things appear, ungrateful. Only remedy which is coming is Staphylococcus. Have you ever thought of Staphylococcus in that way?
No, sir.
So if I'll go further, the Staphylococcus is such a remedy, such a haughty remedy that you put that smaller things appear. Delusion, body greatness, small things appear, delusion, humility, lowness of other while himself is great, ungrateful, and delusion, low down everything beneath him see. Now, Staphylococcus surpasses platina in this rubric. It's a single remedy. In this delusion, low down everything beneath him see. Sab kuch mere se niche hai. And that's why he has such a dignified remedy. So you'll be surprised that Staphylococcus is the second most narcissist person in the world after platina. I hope you are surprised, but yes, I use this remedy. I'll share some of the materia medica quotes from Staphylococcus. Haughtiness, pride, arrogance, and tremendous ambition. Haughty but too dignified to fight. So it's that मेरे को इससे लड़ाई नहीं करनी है, इसका क्या standard है? So they'll just go home with a wrath. They'll not argue with a fool. So Staphylococcus will get hurt but never argue with a fool. So they think that others are fool, others that don't have anything. So phlegmatic, prostrated mind and sad disposition, unsympathetic, indifferent to all externals, not yet crossed or exhausted. This is what Dr. Hahnemann has written in Materia Medica Pura. That they unsympathetic, indifferent to all externals. On one way, we see Staphylococcus as one of the most sensitive remedies, one of the most sensible remedies, caring about others. But Dr. Hahnemann has written, because there is a reason behind. Egotism, speaking always about themselves. This is in the combined repertory. So they have wounded honor, because you see, all the injury remedies are narcissist remedies. This is again a surprise for you. Who will get injured? You see, why Arnica get injured and Pulsatilla gets less injured is whenever there's a cattle going through in a wild, if there is an arnica plant and a pulsatilla plant, if cow puts its feet on the pulsatilla plant, it will bend down and then come again. But arnica will not bend down. It will hurt its bark. छिल जाएगा पर टूट जाएगा पर झुकेगा नहीं. That is arnica. So all injury remedies have high ego, because why do one person who is haughty will get injured, will more prone to get injured. जिसकी जितनी बड़ी ego है उतनी ही तो injure होगी ना. So all injury remedies are haughty remedies. This is again thing which I have experienced into my life. So subdued wrath, went home, then felt sick and exhausted with trembling. So Vermeulen says pride and honor about the Staphylococcus, haughtiness, illusion as if all surrounding objects were lower and the patient himself much taller than in reality. Too dignified to fight, losing control, losing dignity, great aversion to any authority. So this is what has been written into our Materia Medica about Staphylococcus. So sometimes we see one side of coin. We see Staphylococcus as a very diligent, very overbearing, insult ko andar leta hai, gusse ko andar bita hai. But why he gets so insulted? Feeling of insult is coming out of his haughtiness. Why is feeling? So Staphylococcus, why he gets so injured? Because he feels himself an important person when that importance is not given. When someone is rude to Staphylococcus, he will get hurt more because he feels that he needs better treatment. He needs better respect. He needs more respect. That's what. I'm fast. Sorry for being fast. Another neglect.
10 minutes.
Another, Hanji?
You have 10 minutes.
Okay, I'll conclude. So another remedy, another neglected remedy, which is also there in delusion neglected, is flattery, desire, foppish, elegant, dandy, vanity, haughty, delusion, great person, egotism, self-esteem. If I see, so this remedy again surpasses platina. Lap MC, this is marble. So marble is a kind of calcarea salt. So it is hearty calcarea. Marble is calcium stone. So this calcium stone is always used. You see the Taj Mahal. It is made up of lap MC, lap marble. Lap means white. Anything which comes lapis is white. Lap white marble. And this is calcium. So this lap MC is another remedy which is very haughty. So you see the Taj Mahal is the story of valor and pride and dignity and love and affection. So that is why this naturally things are, I won't believe in metamorphosis, but yes, this, if you read the story how calcium and how marble is made, that has also, it has again that which has with the stone which has been given, so which is a strange composition of calcium. It is otherwise it is calcium, but this is a strange composition of calcium which is called marble. So this is another, and if you see to Materia Medica, very cold, both emotionally and physically, self-centered, haughty and very selfish, demanding but in a quiet manner. So this is haughty and introvert. If you see someone haughty and introvert, then you think of lap MC. So there are other remedies. I think we should give some time to the delegates. It's almost 7-8 minutes. So slides are endless. I have made around 500 slides. Sorry for that, but I think
we can take your another session also on the same topic if slides are not over. So if all the delegates want, we can have another session as well with you on the same topic.
We can continue, we'll plan, but not right now because Hanuman Day is approaching. So I have
yes, not in April, sir. Maybe in May or so.
Plan it someday. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I hope I could justify the topic till I'm saying, because the Materia Medica is endless. There are hundreds of remedy which can be discussed. But I hope that from now on, you'll start understanding and not taking only particular rubrics, but you will having more wide range of rubrics and wide range of remedies to prescribe your patients and to benefit them. So with that, I'm concluding the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I invite Dr. R.N. Vahi, sir, President IHF, to kindly give his remarks as well. Dr. R.N. Vahi, sir, you can unmute yourself, sir.
I think now I am unmuted and I think I am visible and audible both. It has really been a highly absorbing session. Although according to Dr. Muktinder Singh, incomplete as well, because so much work he has done and mathematics, as he has pointed out, is endless. So obviously we have to take it to the next level as well, which of course, very rightly Dr. Muktinder Singh has, because WHD is on 9th and 10th of April, and even otherwise he has got so many engagements. So we will leave that date to Dr. Muktinder Singh himself, when it is convenient to him, so that we can continue further. The interesting part today, I was keeping on observing that as against almost 1600 registrations, maximum attendance has been 330. And
600.
600.
600, sir.
Okay, that was the participation.
And the participation was more than 300.
330 to be very precise.
Anji, sir.
Nevertheless, what I would advise, and again, I would insist upon again, that certificates of participation should be given only to those who have actually attended. Because we should not compromise with the quality, and we should not make it a tamasha. It has to be a serious business, as it is called. I hope Dr. Muttinder Singh will agree with me. And so similarly, the other members of the managing committee of IHL. This is my own personal feeling. Overall, it has been, as I pointed out, it has been a very, very absorbing, big session. Maybe the 2 घंटे कब बन गए, I have to take my bath. Can you imagine? Anyhow, so with all, I would now request Dr. Amita as well as to Dr.
Dr. Rohit Bhandari, sir.
Dr. Rohit Bhandari. Forgetting names, maybe
Yes, sir.
in our morning group, we are at times been very jovially discussing regarding cerebral atrophy. And one of the person was there, too much concern. I said, don't worry. I think all of us who are sitting there, we have got some age-related cerebral atrophy. So I can look my case also. I'm forgetting these things at times. So anyhow, please bear with me. It is all age-related, so not to worry. Not to give much importance to it as well. So, Dr. Rohit Bhandari and Dr. Monik, Dr. Amita, please, a vote of thanks. We are really appreciating. We must give. And one thing more I would like to share. So far, I think, people, they have been very cooperative. At the same time, I would like to share that now they have built up a modern pharmacy, modern laboratory, production house with the latest machinery and all GMP regulations they are following. I noticed in a conversation regarding trituration, when Dr. Vashisht from Hyderabad was very particular about which triturator you are using. He said, yes, he showed me that it's a porcelain triturator. Whereas many other companies have been using stainless steel. Real trituration comes in the porcelain, and then he asked about what is the capacity. 6 kg, he said, no, it's 10 kg. So I think the Adven people, they must be appreciated for being so much quality conscious. I think more and more, their range will be increasing and they will be much more visible now. So I would say my regards to Dr. Gulati ji as well as to Shri Avdesh Sharma, who is the owner. Thank you. Dr.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dr. Rohit, I would request you to give your vote of thanks, please.
Please.
Anything else? Sorry, Dr. Vaisar, did I interrupt you? I'm sorry.
No. Actually, Dr. Bhandari has mentioned, please unmute me.
I have already given the.
Amita, if someone has a question, we can give some time to the questions also.
Yes, absolutely, sir. Okay, okay. If anyone has any queries.
Go ahead with the thanks ceremony, and then because after that people will leave. So
Okay,
better
sir.
if
Okay,
you
okay.
want
As
to
you say, sir.
the
Yes,
new person sponsors, we should respect the sponsors also.
yes,
Mulati,
absolutely.
thank you.
Any queries, please raise your hand so that I can give you the rights to unmute. Dr. Shadab, yes, you can have your query, please.
Hi, sir. It was wonderful session. My question uh, is this, can be used in, mental disorders in children's, those who are unable to justify, we are unable to justify the rubrics in mental disorders like autism, hyperactivities. So how we can, justify in the childhood? I mean, so
Yes, I even mentioned it in my talk that you can start recognizing this narcissist personality type in early childhood also. I remember one of the 3 months child, the daughter, as the mother, she was sitting with me for the consultation, and the child started weeping, being restless in sleep, and the mother was horrid from the face. "Okay, kya ho gaya?" So she said that, "Oh, doctor, this is a different child. I have 4 more children. This is my 5th child, but this is different from all. If even if I delayed his feed for 2 minutes, he will not take feed for next 3 days." So even a 3 months child showing a trait of narcissist personality. So I'll explain it if we get time. Because I told you that this kind of things are not very much explained on this virtual platform. If you meet personally, so we'll be planning with IHF some workshop kind of things, where 2 or 3 days workshop. So there you can talk more. You have more time to talk, and you have here in this your eyes on watch, so you cannot express yourself fully. As in Lilium Tig. Delirium Tremens is one of the remedy which is very oftenly seen into the children, and they want everything for them. घर में कोई चीज आएगी तो उनको बोला सबसे पहले मेरा पोर्शन होना चाहिए, बेस्ट थिंग मेरे लिए होनी चाहिए. So they are so absorbed into their own fancies that every whole of the family is below that 2 or 3 year child. So yes, you are very right. This narcissist personality is recognizable even in infants, even in toddlers, even in preschoolers, schoolers, adults, old age, everywhere. So once you start fine tuning, once you start training your senses, you know certain things, your eyes start looking at everywhere. So yes, you are very right. Even in kids, you see, and many behavioral problem kids, Lilium Tig have told, Platina kids. So you can have that pictures from our materia medica that how this particular child will look at. Right? So it is very right.
Thank you, Dr. Shadab, for your query. Dr. Yogendra, you can unmute yourself, please.
That is Dr. Suchitra, you have typed, sir, if a 4-year child only speaks in English all around, in spite told by his parents to speak in Hindi, yes, this is narcissist child. And rubric would be affectation in speech, affectation in speech. वो नकली बोल रहा है, वो अपने आप को बढ़ा चढ़ा के पेश कर रहा है. So affectation is the rubric. If time permits, we'll talk about the different affectation remedies. Yes, that is a narcissist child.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, please you can differentiate platina with veratrum album.
Yes, it's a large. See, that's why I have not touched. Platina and veratrum are similar in many aspects and different in many aspects. For platina, her haughtiness, her pride, but for veratrum, the show is more important. Although both remedies are in show, so it is a large differentiation. But if you want to summarize, the major differentiation is platina is less delusive than veratrum. Veratrum has more of religious kind of insanity and mania, more of religious and show, while Platina has more of the egoistic and haughty kind of, as I have explained. So we'll maybe if we have a part 2 of it, I'll explain it in more details.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Yogendra. We move to Dr. Suman Bajaj. You can unmute yourself, please. Dr. Suman Bajaj.
ये
Yes. Yes.
मैं ये पूछना चाह रही थी कि आपने कई केसेस देखे होंगे सर, कुछ फैमिलीज ही पूरी नार्सिसिस्ट चलती हैं.
Yes.
ऐसा होता
Very right. This is a genetic trait. Yes, very right. Because this is a kind of environment. It's a very good observation, and I do have the families all together as a narcissist, but they are different remedies. If you talk of Medina Medica, they are different. I have seen a Platina in a family, Retrum in a family, Palladium in a family. So yes, it is very right.
So the whole family will be considered under the same remedy.
Yes. There are exceptions now. If you have many people of the same trait, it's easier to differentiate. It is easier to individualize.
सर उसमें ऐसा होता है कि अगर उनका बच्चा कोई गलती कर रहा है ना, तो वो पूरी फैमिली उस बच्चे की साइड ही होती है, वो नहीं कहते कि ये गलत कर रहा है.
नहीं, थोड़ा आप ओवर जनरलाइज कर रहे हो, ऐसा नहीं होता, because there are many things. So this is a lot of there's a scope of lot of discussion on the topic you have raised, but we don't have much time today. But yes, you see that many a times there are even a pulsatilla in a narcissist family will start behaving like a narcissist, because when you are growing up, so the environment around you, if like that. So it's a kind of royal families. If you see that a British royal family or the people who are into royal family, they have more of this narcissist traits. So the royalty becomes the narcissism. So yes, this was very true, but still you have to look through a milder remedy into those narcissist family, a cruel remedy into those narcissist family, a more ostentatious person into that narcissist family. So there's a spectrum. There's a lot of shades of the narcissism in that family. Yes, but you are right in raising this point.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we move to Dr. Rubina Sayyed. Rubina, you can please unmute yourself.
Rubina is an excellent student. She's a very learned student and a very good practitioner. I have respect for her. Yes, Rubina ji.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind comments, and thank you so much for the excellent.
Rubina ji, आपकी volume बहुत low है. Can you raise the volume of your mic?
Am I audible now? Hello.
By the way, that's Swarupa. You have typed, that is more of a schizophrenic personality. Medicine, when a 16-year-old boy suddenly starts to suspect parent will poison or try to kill him, this is a schizophrenic trait. This is not a narcissist trait. Yes, Rubina ji, you please continue. I just answered another question, by the way.
Am I audible, sir?
Rubina ji, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear. Am I audible?
Dr. Muktinder sir, can you hear her query?
नहीं, बहुत slow है. चलो बोलिए आप थोड़ा सा जोर से.
Sir, thank you so much for the excellent session. Definitely, it will help us a lot during our prescription. My question was that we can see now in today's time, everyone is so self-obsessed with the selfie culture and everything around us. So we see the traits of narcissist personality in quite a lot of people. And we see some shades of Platina and some shades of other remedies. So do we need to prescribe Platina to like quite a lot of them? Or we have to see
No. Yeah, say I have just taught Platina today, but as the time comes, I'll teach you another 10 remedies. So you cannot prescribe all this 10 to all this. Now, this selfie culture, there are different type of people. Even a credulous person will start taking selfie, seeing खरबूजे को देख के खरबूजा रंग पड़ता है ना. तो अगर एक पर्टिकुलर ट्रेट को आप बोल रहे हो कि वो सेल्फी लेने से यूथ में क्रेज है, that doesn't make everyone Platina. No, I won't agree to that. There are people who are impressionable. There are people who are credulous. There are people who are having identity crisis like Illumina. So Illumina will start taking selfies because someone has asked her to take selfies. So not everyone taking selfies is a Platina. No, that is not homeopathy. If you generalize the things that way, that is not homeopathy. Na? You have to differentiate each selfie addict with a different remedy.
Sir, it's not only related with selfie. In general, if we see, people are self-obsessed now. Like we see nowadays, families have only one child or things like that.
Yes,
So
yes, they are pampered children. So there are different range of remedies, not Platina for everyone.
okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Rubina. We move to Dr. Varsha Pednekar. Dr. Varsha, can you please unmute yourself?
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Hello, Varsha. How are you? Nice
I'm
to.
good. How are you, sir? Nice to see you after so long.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Sir, I just wanted to know the narcissist side of pulsatilla.
Yes, pulsatilla sometimes comes with that because it is a selfish remedy. So selfishness is a trait of narcissism. He wants all the attention for herself because pulsatilla is also a very egoistic remedy. Egoism, egotism, if you put egotism, consolation, desire, and that attention seeking attitude, and then all for her, because sometimes you see pulsatilla as aggressive. जैसे अभी बात हो रही थी कि the pampered children of pulsatilla, they threaten, if you don't love me, and so they are narcissists too. Pulsatilla is a mild narcissist.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
And as you
have some pulsatilla narcissist patients.
Yeah. Sir, as you discussed the self-contentious rubric,
Yeah.
they're always blaming themselves. Can we use this rubric very frequently for autoimmune disorders? Because this is something autoimmune.
Yes, but not very frequently because there are other anxiety concerns, self-contempt, and there is the rubric that is blames himself, and then there's another rubric कि दूसरों को कसूर निकालता है खुद का. So there's a range of rubrics, not only one rubric.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Varsha. Nice to talk to you.
Dr. Vishali, you can please unmute yourself. We have only few minutes left, so we cannot cover all the queries. So please excuse us for that. Yes, Dr. Vishali.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
So thank you very much for the wonderful session today. I had a question regarding that when we find a family full of narcissists, then sir, you said that in spite of that, we would find some individualizing, we have to look for the individualizing characters. Only that will become homeopathy. Sir, I understood that, but I would want to get some example to understand it better, if it is possible.
Well, I'll consider that next time because मेरे को मत छेड़ो, ये बहुत लंबी बातचीत हो जाएगी. अभी वो और organizers कह रहे हैं बस करो भाई, बस करो. So yes, definitely, as we have talked that pulsatilla is a different shade, palladium is a different shade. I'll teach veratrum is a different shade, platina is a different shade. So as you fine tune or when you fine focus a certain trait of different remedies, you get to individualize them more clearly. Yes, but there is a range of around 100 remedies who are narcissists, into my knowledge.
Okay, sir.
So we'll be doing that next time.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
So we will surely work on your suggestions that we can have a proper workshop on this, because the queries are endless and we are also very inquisitive about narcissist personalities. So with your permission, I will move to Dr. Rohit now. Dr. Rohit,
Yes, ma'am.
please? Yes, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Muttinder Singh, sir. Very knowledgeable, very interesting topic. And how you explained it is really very interesting in an interesting way, like a selfie mania. And you talked about lachesis. And the basic difference between OCD and NPD was very important in clinical practice. Then platina and rubrics, sub-rubrics, and symptoms which you took, that she always has a plan B like that, and he never gave gifts to his wife. Everything was so interesting and so knowledgeable. I'm really, really thankful to you, sir, for this. You spared your valuable time and shared your experience and knowledge with us. Thank you so much. And I'm thankful to my respectable Dr. R.N.Y. sir and wonderful Dr. Amita Arora, Dr. Bhavna, Dr. Gurbir, and the entire team of organizing team of this webinar. Thank you so much.
Amita, you are the host, you can unmute. Yeah.
Sorry, sir?
You are the host, you can unmute. Hello, Mini.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes.
So, on behalf of International Homeopathic Foundation, I thank everyone for their presence. आप लोग इतने अच्छे मॉर्निंग सेशन को ज्वाइन करते हैं, टाइम पे रजिस्ट्रेशंस करते हैं, एंड आप लोगों की प्रेजेंस हम लोगों को और इनकरेज करती है कि हम लोग बेटर कर सकें. आपकी सजेशंस, आपके फीडबैक्स हमारे लिए इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं. तो आफ्टर दिस सेशन बाय इवनिंग आई विल बी शेयरिंग गूगल फीडबैक फॉर्म्स विद यू. So I request who all have attended, they should fill all the Google feedback forms so that we can work on your suggestions. So we really look forward कि आप लोगों को आगे क्या सुनना पसंद है, आप लोगों को कैसे speakers चाहिए, क्या topics चाहिए. So thank you so much everyone for your presence. Thank you Dr. Muktinder Singh sir. आप हमारे लिए always एक guiding force रहते हैं, and आपके sessions जो हैं वो everyone looks forward कि कब आप as a speaker and we should attend all your sessions. So we had a challenge also with Zoom room today because we have limited capacity and we could accommodate only the registered delegates. But whoever was not able to join today as well, soon we will be sharing with them the YouTube videos and the link of the Facebook when we will share the recording. So need not worry about that, you will miss anything of Dr. Muktinder Singh's session. So thank you Homeo Healers for joining with us on this session of reputed Dr. Muttinder Singh sir. Thank you all doctors, students, team IHF, because आप सबका support बहुत ज़रूरी होता है एक चीज़ को, एक webinar को organize करने के लिए. टाइम से promotions जब जाती हैं, टाइम से जब registrations आ जाते हैं, तो हमारे लिए चीज़ें बहुत easy हो जाती हैं and last minute delays नहीं होते. So ये सब guidance जो है हमें डॉक्टर मुक्तिंदर सिंह सर, डॉक्टर वाही सर, डॉक्टर भावना, इन सब से मिलती है. डॉक्टर गुरबीर, you have been a very important tool for IHF and you are very prompt in doing everything. So thank you so much. Thank you Adven Biotech, because with your support, with your long-term relationship with us, we are organizing all these webinars, and in future also we look forward to have more support from you. So thank you everyone, and memberships are open to IHF. Benefits of membership and everything you can inquire to Dr. Gurbir Kaur. I have mentioned her number, and if you have any problems you can get in touch with us. So we will meet you again on 23rd of April 2022, 8 a.m. Next time we have an invited speaker who is from Narayana Super Speciality Hospital, Gurgaon, and she is a dietitian by profession, very experienced dietitian, a clinical nutritionist, and she heads Department of Dietetics in Narayana Super Speciality Hospital. We will be soon sharing with you the Google registration forms for same, so you can register yourself for that. So thank you everyone for your kind presence, and we look forward for your support, your suggestions, your feedbacks. Please join our YouTube channels. Please share, subscribe, comment so that we can improvise. You can also join our Facebook, so you are welcome on those social media platforms. Thank you so much, Dr. Muktinder sir, once again.
Thank you all for patient listening to me. That really gives me more kick to make more slides, but it is very hard from my busy practice to make slides. So yes, I do want to have frequent sessions, but it is very unmanageable for me sometimes to make so much of slides. Thank you anyways. Thank you all.
Thank you sir. With permission of Dr. R.N. Vahi sir, can we close the meeting now? Dr. R.N. Vahi sir?
He's muted.
Can you please unmute yourself?
I think he is giving permission.
I can't see him actually. So kindly unmute yourself.
हाँ जी, हो गया.
Requesting you to unmute for a long time, but then you
So I did that, sir.
okay, anyhow. Another important information which I wanted to share is that from this Disaster Management Act, it will no longer be implemented after 31st of March. As of now, it has been decided yesterday only. So, as you mentioned, Dr. Muktinder Singh mentioned about the workshop. Workshop definitely they give us much more insight and are always much more better than the seminar or the webinar. So we can have planning on that as well.
Okay, sir. We will do that.
I hope COVID fourth wave will not come. Let's hope for the best. And it appears that even the government of India is so much confident that they have decided to withdraw Disaster Management Act from 31st of March. So this is the information I wanted to share, and now I think it's time to wind.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And we will meet you again on 23rd of April, 2022 at 8 a.m. sharp. Thank you.
Thank you.